Hi guys, welcome back to another unboxing video with Thomas, and look at this motherfucking box. It's absolutely huge. So I'm going to delve into this in a moment, but first I'm going to have a sip of my modified Gandalf. Cheers guys. Nice, delicious. So, this one came in, I think, 1 or 2 days ago, something like that, from a company I haven't had mail from in quite a while, and they decided to do something very new, so I was quite interested. So let's have a look at what they made out of this. Okay, that I did not expect. So I thought it might be 2 boxes side by side or something, and that was why this was such a wide box, but it's in fact one. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. It is in fact one giant ass box. Okay. Okay. Get away. Let's not knock my drink over. Be very careful here. Yes. Anything else in here? No, I don't think so. Jesus. Wow. Okay. So, it says Corsair MAKR, and that should give you a little bit of a clue as to what this keyboard is all about. I myself, I'm not entirely sure about the contents, but let's have a look inside. I think I'm supposed to open it here. Yeah, there you go. Thought this was maybe magnetically held, but no. But this works just as well. Let's have a look. Is there actually anything on the outside of this? No, it's not. It's just pure black. Oh my god, filming this is quite difficult. It's just so huge. Motherfucker. Okay. Not quite sure what fell there, but whatever. It doesn't matter too much. So, let's see what it says here. Meet your maker. With MAKR 75, we've embarked on a daring mission to bridge the gap between the intricate, complex world of DIY and bespoke keyboards and the world of pre-built, performance-focused gaming boards. It's all so easy. Select your switch type, keycaps, and switch plate. Want more? Add a wireless or LCD screen module. Because assembly is so simple, you can swap parts again at any time. MAKR 75 modularity and hot swappability make it a blank canvas where your imagination and needs can meet to create something special. We made it, but you'll make it your own. It's kind of difficult to read it on the side like this, but whatever. Any case, that's right. This is Corsair's first DIY keyboard. In fact, it might even be their first hot swappable keyboard. I might be wrong on that, but all the previous ones I reviewed, even the really popular models, have always been, you know, fixed mount, not hot swappable. So this seems like quite a big leap for them. And as a result, I was quite curious to see what they came up with. I can just take this out, motherfuck it. Blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't have to choose between ultra-personalized keyboard and gaming performance. With that in mind, we're bringing 8K hyperpolling, flash tap SOCD, and years of Corsair gaming experience to DIY enthusiasts. Yeah, gasket mounting, 8 layers of sound dampening, screw-in stabilizers, elegantly sculpted full aluminum frame, and support for additional enhancement through add-on modules. Right, okay, I'm not going to recite the whole sales pitch here. But just to give a little bit of background into this. So, let's see what's in here. Wow, that's a lot of boxes, General. I mean, holy shit, look at that. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, so, right off the bat. Oh my god, excuse me, Jesus. Whew. Even though this Gandalf is flat as a motherfucker, it's still burpee time, I guess. Also, I just had dinner. Right, so wireless module. This looks very big for a wireless module. Wow, this is gonna be a record for unboxing time, I reckon. MAKR 75, the start of your end game. Safety and compliance information. I don't want to comply with anything. What is this? Wow. Not exactly sure what I expected, but it isn't this. Well, maybe that'll fall into place at some point. And it looks like there's something in here as well. Holy crap, guys. I hope you've got some time this evening for this video, because I might be here a while. What on earth is this? Okay, so these are small parts, buttons, buttons, and lights, and a nameplate. Oh, and a dongle. I was going to say, I would have expected a dongle in this, but yeah, it's in. I'm not going to take that out, but it's in here. And just to make sure I'm not going to lose them, I'm going to stick all these little parts in here because I'm very bad at keeping track of keyboard parts. Frequently, stuff goes missing, including sometimes whole keyboards. Right. I'm glad I packed a big drink for the ride. So, keycap sets, PBT Double Shot Pro, Eclipse, it's called Keycap Mod Kit. Okay. Kit de modification de touche. Okay, so this sounds like it's for modifying keycaps, even though it's visibly got keycaps in it. So maybe it's also got some other stuff in there. Keycaps, they look familiar, although I don't recall having seen Corsair keycaps in white before. I'm trying to think of one that wasn't all black in terms of keycaps, but well, I can't think of one off the top of my mind, but maybe they'll come to me. Well, no, it's just keycaps. Warranty guide. Key. Get rid of that. Okay, keycaps. Keycaps. Right. Then, wow, that's a lot of switches. This seems like an extraordinary amount of switches. And so these are all switches, and these are switches, and these are switches. And they're different types. So these are MLX pulse switches, Thocky mechanical switches, and these are MLX quantum switches, and MLX fusion switches, and MLX plasma switches. I don't know if it's normal that you get this many of them, because how many are there in here? I didn't think it says on it, but I mean, there's Jesus. Okay, so MLX plasma is linear. These are tactile. These are speed. You know, Thocky, whatever that means. I think it says Thocky and linear. Fast and linear, Thocky and tactile. Okay, so there's a lot here. Let's just have a look at how many are in here. So like I said, I don't know if this is standard or if they just added a bunch of switches in this particular case. Oh, I need to pause the video for a second. That's just so it doesn't outlive the file size limit. Otherwise it randomly stops recording. Okay. So in here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 switches. Now, so this is, and they've got manuals in them as well. So there's 35 times, how many boxes did I say there were? This is more than enough for 2 keyboards. Okay, well, in any case, I've got plenty of option then. That's definitely customizability. I'm not going to unpack all of them. That would be very messy and kind of unnecessary. Let's see. This is the MAKR 75 LCD module. I think as the little sheet alluded to, you can customize this with a bunch of modules, which would explain why this box is so big. It's more manuals, safety and compliance. My God, how many safety and compliance things am I gonna? How safe do I have to be in order to unbox this keyboard? Fucking, I'm not gonna do that here. I'll flatten everything later. Sorry, that's just a work trait. At work, I unbox a lot of things and have to flatten a lot of boxes. So, flatten everything is kind of second nature by now. But I'm not gonna bother you with that. That would be monumentally boring. So, oh wow, there's a lot smaller than I thought. That is it. There you go. And some sort of, yeah, some sort of little cover for it. Well, more of a ring, I guess. Anything else in here? Nope. Interesting. The fact that it's a DIY keyboard means I won't be able to show you the whole board here during the unboxing because it's not a building video, but still, hopefully you'll get some idea of what it's about. Excuse me. This is the cable. It's one of those aviator looking ones. I've seen that before on keyboards. So, yeah. Yep. Create a little bit of space. So, yeah, so that's how that works. This is very tightly braided with some sort of cover in it. And the idea is that you have this 2-piece cable, right? So this is one part, and the other part is in here. And they are supposed to stick these together like that, then tighten it, and then you have a aviator-looking cable. I guess they use this in aviation. I've heard of the term before, though I don't know what exact cable they're trying to emulate with this setup. Now, that is a pretty big-ass cable. Coiled even. Nice big coils. Interesting. These tend to be fairly expensive normally, if you buy them loose. So that's a nice addition. Then, let's see, I think now we're getting closer and closer to the meat and potatoes. Here is the, remember to remind myself this is a 75% keyboard. I'm getting so many switches for it. Yeah, more safety and compliance, I reckon. Yes. Oh no, there's no safety about this, just warranty. Right, so this is the plate. Oh, very fancy looking. Look at that. I think you can have, what is it, PCB printing like that. This looks quite elegant. I wonder how much of it you can see inside the actual keyboard. And you can also see some big ass foam blocks in here, probably as a standoff, some sort of sound dampening standoff for the spacebar, it seems, if you look closely. To get rid of that and that. I hope I'm not ravaging the rest of the room behind me. The carrying case. this isn't too deafening on the sound. No, go away. Yeah, there you go. Corsair. It's just a carrying case. I'm just going to take a quick look inside, see if there's anything in here. Sometimes I put other stuff in here. Considering the amount of stuff I've already found in here, I don't imagine so, but no, there's nothing else in here. But it's nice, compartmentalized with a little, what is it, extra thing in there. It's a familiar design, but it still was nice. And then, Jesus, this is a lot heavier than I thought it was. The MAKR 75 chassis. Let me get rid of this for you, because otherwise you won't be able to see a damn thing. That's fine over there. Cool. There you go. The bare bones keyboard kit. Yes. Makes sense considering everything else I unboxed. PC, Mac, Xbox, and PlayStation. Wow. Okay. Ta-da. More. Jesus. They put so many of these fucking things in here. I can play 20 questions with it. More safety. More warranty. I'm the most warranty-informed person on the planet here. Probably nothing in here. Go keycap and switch puller, Corsair branded. You've seen 1,000 of these unboxed on the channel so far, but it's always nice to have. And this is a pre-splayed one, which is always a bonus. Another cable. This looks a bit more like a traditional cable. This is a cloth, I don't know why, but braided cable, whereas the other one is very plastic. Well, I don't know why we got two cables, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see, what are these? Extra gaskets and tools. Tools. What's in the tools? An Allen key. I think that's a hex key for you Imperial folk out there. And a whole bunch of screws. Okay. Bolts, actually. I'm gonna stick that back in there. I don't want to lose them. And extra gaskets. Well, the amount of extra gaskets you get is nada. Is this a... Oh no, they're transparent. They just kind of jammed in there on the other end. I was going to say that. That looks really weird. These are the weirdest gaskets I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. Well, don't know how to put that onto the camera, but they look more like connector sleeves. Well, let's stick that in here and quickly refresh the camera again. Whew, this is fast turning out to be the longest unboxing I've ever done. Right. Let's see, anything else in here? See some more stuff. Looks like a screwdriver. Yeah. There you go. Screwdriver. Must be for some screws I haven't seen yet. Obviously the Allen key is for the bolts, but I haven't seen any screws yet. Okay, this this is not meant to be a permanent thing, I guess, because I just ripped it immediately. Get rid of this box. Well, I hope you're not supposed to keep it in this, but then again, that's what the case is for, obviously. Whoo! Look at that. Amidst the carnage of this unboxing, we have the chassis. Oh my god, more foam! Look at that. So, okay, I'm a little bit confused as to how I'm gonna install all this. The first thing I notice, a sculpted back. The first thing I notice is that This looks nothing like a K70. So the K70 is probably their most well-known, almost certainly their most widespread model of keyboard. And it's kind of become iconic over the years, I reckon, with a very specific look. And I've even seen other keyboards copy that exact look, which is very distinctive. And this looks completely different. This looks a bit more modern, I guess. Smaller bezels. And I noticed at the back here that the feet are magnetic and detachable. Nearly knocked them off. That's one problem about magnetic feet. They're easy to lose. Okay, some switch at the back. It's wow. For a sculpted case, there is a lot of machining time, I reckon, in here. If it is even, I guess it has to be machined, but, well, I don't know, either that or it's cast and very, very well polished. But, man, it looks almost like it's made out of plastic rather than aluminium. That's meant as a compliment because it looks seamless. That's one thing you can do with the feet, I guess. So, I think this knob, this change to a vertical knob, I have covered on the previous video. They used to have a roller, but now it's a knob, I guess. Well, it's going to take me a while to assemble all this and take a look at everything. So obviously I can't show that in this particular video. Also, I've been waffling on for fucking ages. Well, I'm gonna clean up this carnage and have a look around. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video, and I'll see you next time, guys.